Tonight, Karen Reed's lawsuit against police leads to new demands for accountability and change. Her legal action revealing hateful text messages allegedly sent by key investigators. Reed says those messages prove the investigators shouldn't have been working as police officers. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm David Wade. One of the officers is Michael Proctor, and we've heard some of the things he allegedly texted before. But what's in this lawsuit is even worse, and most of it too offensive for us to actually say on television. We have team coverage for you tonight. We begin with WBZ's Christina Rex. She's live for us in Taunton, where this lawsuit was filed. Christina?
Lisa and David, Karen Reed's legal team says they are bringing this lawsuit to bring a, quote, unflinching reckoning to police in the state of Massachusetts.
Really reads like a public reckoning.
A stunning list of claims in a new lawsuit filed by Karen Reed against state police and Canton police. Reed claims the agencies negligently hired and retained officers who were racist and sexist, which tainted their investigations, like the murder charge she was acquitted of last summer. She names Canton police officer Sean Good, who resigned on Tuesday, and fired state trooper Michael Proctor. Some of the texts allegedly found on Proctor's personal cell phone, quote, it should be punch a racial slur day in Canton today out of retribution. And, quote, America sucks. Hitler was really onto something. Then the blank U.S. had to step in and ruin it.
It kind of unnerves me, to be honest with. It kind of shakes me to my core. So I think it's a sad day.
Karen Reed's father says his family knew more Proctor texts existed. Did you know how bad they would be?
Never. I didn't. I mean, who could imagine this? Who could imagine this?
WBZ tried to contact the officers named in the suit, but got no response.
Sorry, we're not interested. Have a great day.
The Karen Reed lawsuit count now up to 4 open cases. Reed is currently suing Michael Proctor, Jen McCabe, and other witnesses from her case in federal court. Some of those same witnesses are suing Karen Reed for defamation in state court. The O'Keefe family is suing Reed for wrongful death. And now Reed is suing state police and Canton police.
The simplistic view of this is that Karen Reed's doing this to find money so that to support continued legal action against her.
And not only to make money, but to make a statement, our legal analyst says. Reed's dad says the impact may be felt in other cases where Reed is a defendant.
In the aftermath of these texts today, how do you ever put together any jury in a civil proceeding who doesn't have some inclusion of Jewish people, people of color, women? How do you ever do it? And how do you get beyond this hatred?
And in statements to WBZ, Canton police say they refute any broad stroke characterizations about their officers. Mass State Police called the text messages abhorrent and said they don't reflect their values. And the colonel actually reiterated that firing Michael Proctor was the right move. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, hear more from Karen Reed's father. The impact he hopes this lawsuit has well beyond his daughter. Live in Taunton, Christina Rex, WBZ News.
All right, Christina, thank you. So what will be the fallout from this lawsuit?
To understand that, we have to understand how Proctor's texts came to light in the first place. Our team coverage continues now with WBZ's Louisa Moeller live in Boston. Louisa?
Lisa, David, here's how this happened. When Proctor's lewd comments about Karen Reed came to light, defense attorneys went searching to see if he had sent other messages about other defendants. In one case, he had to turn over a relatively recent phone, but get this, there was cloud storage on that phone with 10 years, over 10 years, worth of text messages.
And you don't leave your racism at the courthouse door when you start an investigation. It infects and plagues every single solitary thing you do in the investigation.
Defense attorney Rosemary Scapicchio is fired up. For months, she worked to get access to more than a decade of text messages from former trooper Michael Proctor's personal phone. The disgraced Karen Reed investigator, also the lead investigator in the case of her client, Miles King, who's accused of a 2021 murder. Through her motions to get Proctor's texts, Karen Reed's legal team got them too. And now that they've been released in civil court, she wants to know why they're not public in criminal court.
We're disappointed that on the criminal side, when we're not talking about money, we're talking about someone's liberty, someone's life, we're still fighting to be able to file a motion that we filed to dismiss in the Miles King case, not under seal.
The latest allegations against Proctor and former Canton Police Sergeant Sean Good also making waves in the race to replace Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey, in whose office Proctor served.
The fact that they were right down the hall and pretended not to know that this was going on is absolutely horrifying, and all of us in Norfolk County have lost faith in that district attorney's office and in that state police unit.
Candidate Juna Perkins said it's time to revamp the office from top to bottom.
The first thing I will do is a top to bottom audit of the entire district attorney's office.
Candidate Adam Deitch said this.
Michael Morrissey should resign effective immediately his position as district attorney.
And the impact may ripple beyond Norfolk County. In Scapicchio's opinion, the techs should take their toll on every case Proctor or Good touched.
If Trooper Proctor was involved in any part of an investigation on the criminal side, it will be impossible for the Commonwealth to justify how he wouldn't have made racist decisions during his investigation, and the cases should be dismissed.
Now, we reached out to the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office for a comment, and a spokesperson told us no comment. Live in Boston, I'm Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
All right, Louisa, thank you.